What is up, you guys? This is Logan, also known as LRXC on Pokemon Showdown. We got Hum Yum on the bottom versus Lit 11 on the top, but quick, I want to show you guys something, just real quick. Look at this. This dude led with a Quillfish, T-Waved Immense, and then Destiny Bonded on the second D-Claw. Quillfish took out Immense, just wanted to show you guys that. Anyway, let's get back onto some actual gaming. Pump just... Suicune just Hydro Pumps the Gross. Gross gets a Mash Boost. Quick info on both of these players. Lit 11 has played a lot of 1v1. They're pretty good at 1v1. I forgot what main tier they come from, but they have a custom avatar, so that must mean they're pretty good at Mons. And Hum Yum has been doing really well in ADV. I believe got some really high ladder rankings and ladder stuff. So both pretty solid players. Excited to see how this turns out. And as you can see, we got a Calm Mind Suicune, Hydro Pump, Calm Mind, Ice Beam, screams offensive vibes, especially since it just did 70 to a Celebi at +1. Celebi's clicking Calm Mind now, but it seems like it might be too little too late. I don't know if the second Ice Beam kills here. If non-Calm Mind Celebi took 70 from an Ice Beam, I think it actually drops to this incoming Ice Beam, so that's pretty scary for Lit 11. Lit probably needs to switch out or just sack the Celebi. Here comes a Coon in on the other Coon, takes an Ice Beam and gets the Leech Recovery. Nice play from Lit 11, pivoting around this offensive Suicune. Suicune's just going to keep clicking Calm Mind. This is telling me that it's rest. What in the world was that thing? Did I just get a Twitch sub? Or something? I'm not even streaming. Sorry about that. Anyway. Yeah, let's see Suicune. Yep, it's just going to keep clicking Calm Mind. In comes the Surf. Leech is going to heal the Suicune. It's Salac Berry Coon. Yep, this is a very offensive Mon. Tries to lure lead Zapdos with Ice Beam twice, then it lives a Thunderbolt, and then it outpaces next with the Salac thing. I think this is a cool set. And it's doing a good amount of damage to this Suicune, but Suicune's going to get a free Calm Mind, and Suicune's down. The damage that Suicune dealt, it did half the Metagross. Celebi's at half health, and this Suicune took some damage. Problem is that this Suicune is now at +2/+2. This incoming Thunderbolt is a roll to kill. The last one did 40. Likely a roll to kill, that is. Let's see if he can take out this Suicune, or if Lit 11 decides to switch into Celebi. Okay, Lit 11 does elect to go to switch out to Celebi, and Hum Yum predicts that. Wow, what a great Baton Pass. Baton Pass was super safe there because it handles... If Suicune stays in, Zapdos can pivot out to something that can hopefully eat the Coon, and if Celebi comes in, Dugtrio comes in and traps it. Lit 11 maybe should have realized Dugtrio is super likely on this team with that offensive Suicune lead. I mean, you know, thinking about the potential of Baton Pass on the Zapdos is difficult. And yeah, difficult play to make there. Difficult play to make there to call a Baton Pass to Zapdos, because then something else can just come in and eat a Surf like this Starmie, which could have Recover. Yeah, so Hum Yum is playing well, is in the advantageous position. Suicune's going to come in to try to sack itself, but gets frozen instead. That's not good. Hum Yum could take advantage of this. I'd just stay in and Thunderbolt personally. Here comes Swampert on the Thunderbolt. Nice pivot from Lit 11. Has to deal with the frozen Suicune, which is annoying, but here comes Swampert. It's going to click sub. Is this sub Endeavor Swampert? Looks like it is. What does Hum Yum do about that? I doubt this Zapdos has Roar. It's Thunderbolt Baton Pass. I think the Zapdos could have sub, so it could sub here, but Lit 11 is pretty free to keep trying to spam sub as Zapdos breaks it down. Yeah, interesting position. Here comes Agility. Uh-oh. This is going to try to Agility Pass to something, but doesn't get it off as it's Ice Beam Swampert over Roar. It's always sub Endeavor Surf or Hydro Pump, but then it's either Roar or Ice Beam as the last slot. I've even seen Swagger in the last slot, which is bizarre, but I've seen it. Here, makes sense that it isn't, because you literally can't use Swagger in this tournament. They banned Confusion moves. Controversial, but, you know, I don't mind it. So this Swampert's just going to keep subbing up on this Starmie, but without Sand, Endeavor isn't really going to be killing the Starmie, and this Starmie is... Well, it's 4-attack Starmie. As we see, it has Psychic, which is rare, but also cool. But Starmie's going to die to the next hit. The problem is, I doubt that Lit 11 has something faster than the Starmie. Swampert doesn't outpace this, I believe. Yeah, it doesn't outpace Starmie. So is it Arrow in the back? Like, Arrow without spikes would be kind of weird. Hum Yum still seems to be in the lead, especially with a full health Dugtrio that can pick off that Metagross. It's Magneton. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Has to dodge a pump here. Hum Yum could just go instantly to Dugtrio. Oh, but gets sniped by the hidden power. Lit 11 easily clicked hidden power grass there as it killed the Starmie, but Dugtrio still comes in and gets the revenge. Let's see if this Mence can work a miracle. It could get a DD off here. DD makes sense with the Magneton in the back. Sub Endeavor Swampert without Sand on Lit 11 side is an interesting team choice. I feel like I only ever see that with Sand. Here we go. Okay, it's DD Mence. Does Humyum just decide to boom with Metagross here? Does Lit 11 call that and go out to Suicune? This is a pivotal turn. Here comes Suicune. On the boom. Nice play from Lit 11. Gets that turn right. But is there even a chance with Metagross Mence in the back? Lit 11 could go Metagross here, honestly. I feel like that would be a fine play. But Starmie kind of wins, I think, with Hydro Pump. Might kill the Metagross and then revenges the Mence with Ice Beam. I think Humyum maybe should go Starmie here. Could also just go Dugtrio, but I don't like that risk into Lit 11 going Mence and then clicking DD and potentially winning the game. I really don't like that. So here comes Mence on the Starmie. I think you had to go Metagross. I really disagree with this. I think you got to go Metagross and just hope you live. Because now Metagross is going to come in on an Ice Beam and then it's going to have a lesser chance to live that Hydro Pump. I think this is a misplay from Lit 11. Unless this is like a crazy Spadef Mence and it lives an Ice Beam. But I mean, that would have to be absurd Spadef. Like, unrealistic Spadef. Yeah, here comes Metagross, taking an Ice Beam that it doesn't want to take and gets frozen in the process. This is why you had to go Metagross at first. Here comes Mence on a... What is this? What is happening? Here comes a Pump Miss. Back into Meta... I don't understand this. Just... I think the Metagross needs to stay in. Starmie's also getting healthier. Here comes Pump. Pump kills it. Yeah. Here comes Mence. Mence is going to get revenged by Ice Beam. This is over. I think you had to go Metagross and try to dodge a Pump or live a Pump and then click Boom or Earthquake or something like that. Lit 11 didn't even give themselves a chance, but, you know, interesting teams from both sides. Great plays from Humyum. Lit 11 seemed to be in an advantageous position at first with that Coon, but, yeah, I mean, that Dugtrio, that baton pass play into the Celebi was great. Lit 11 can use this knowledge to make some different plays in Game 2. Let's see what we have for Game 2. We're already on to Game 2, and it's Zapdos lead from Lit 11, Suicune lead from Humyum. Is Humyum using the same team? I doubt it, but it is the same lead Suicune. Lit 11 is probably using a different team. Has to be. The last one didn't have Zapdos. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so it's not the Italian offense, and Lit 11 clicks Toxic. In comes Snorlax, that's free. Maybe scared of a random Mirror Coat Suicune. I feel like you always just click Thunderbolt there. I guess, you know, Toxic does help into something like a Swampert or a Flygon or a Celebi, but in my opinion, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, here comes Snorlax. Stays in? Oh, on a Roar. Wow, what a Roar turn. Wow, that was an aggressive Roar. Wow, in fact, like, liking the idea of getting information on the opposing team. That Snorlax very well could have clicked Body Slam and gotten a crucial paralysis on that Zapdos. Either way, Fortress clicks Spikes, and here comes the Magneton Trap. Doesn't die to Hidden Power Fire, and Fortress revenges Magneton with a crit Earthquake. Wow. Here we go. That Fortress is alive. Isn't gonna stay alive for much longer, but you know, it can always threaten a boom at some point. I think you never keep the Fortress unless you have maybe a Suicune in the back. Yeah, Zap Fortress. Here we go. Okay, it is Blissey in the back, and here comes Hidden Power Flying. That's not banned damage. This is probably DD Mence with Hidden Power Flying, because Hidden Power Grass would never do that much. And that makes sense with the Magneton. So Lit 11 is liking the idea of keeping Fortress as a sacrifice to pivot something else in. I guess that's interesting. I guess it makes Snorlax a lot scareder to boom every time it comes in, and Metagross. Here comes Blissey. Soft boiling up makes sense. Metagross in an advantageous position, but I think Lit 11 can very easily just go Zapdos here. It's at 100% health. This could be a Jigglypuff paired with the Magneton, or it just could be Protect 3 attacks, or just 4 attacks Metagross. I don't think it's Mixed Mence here. Mixed Metagross. I don't think that makes sense with Magneton. So let's see what Lit 11 has. I think you just go to Zapdos. I don't know why Lit 11 is thinking. It's allowed 30 seconds to drop off the clock. Okay, they go Swampert instead on the Toxic. We see a Toxic Metagross. That is a rare option into opposing Swampert. Makes sense as well. Magneton doesn't pressure the Swampert with Hidden Power Fire. Here comes Suicune on the Swampert. It's Refresh Pert! Wow, what a throwback. Great team selection from Lit 11 here. Refresh Pert just totally stuffed that Metagross. Problem is, Suicune is back in. Lit 11 has 2 great options. Going to Zapdos, going to Blissey. Humyum could kind of call that with a double to Snorlax. Yep, here we go. Okay, Lit 11 doesn't punish that. I think... I mean, it's hard to call the double into Snorlax, but you could have just clicked Earthquake there if you really wanted to. Here comes Fortress. I think that was an early Fortress. I think Swampert... I don't know. I think that was an early Fortress. Here comes Hariyama. Mid-game Hariyama. Okay. Hariyama's looking nice. I think Mence is going to come in here, but, like, you know, Lit 11 could click Rock Slide. Could double out to, like, maybe Zapdos or Blissey. The problem is that Zapdos and Blissey just invite Snorlax back in, so I don't really like that. Here comes Knockoff. There goes the leftovers on Metagross. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, a good play could have been to expect the Snorlax double and go back into Hariyama. Now, if Hariyama came in on a Suicune clicking Calm Mind, I don't even think that would be the end of the world, because if that sequence happened before, Lit 11 could have just pivoted back out to Blissey on that Calm Mind Suicune and forced it out. I think Lit 11's Blissey should be anti-Suicune, given the team structure, even with a Zapdos. But yeah, you could have also just gone out back to Zapdos and just Thunderbolted the Suicune. So I don't know, some sequencing here. Of course, this is a lot easier to say as the spectator. I just want to emphasize that I'm not the best at ADVOU. This is me, you know, spectating. It's so much different when you're playing the game. So don't harp on these players in the comments. So yeah. And they're not even playing terribly. They're not at all. So you would have no excuse to. Either way, Swampert comes in on a Toxic. This is a free refresh for Pert. How does Humyum take advantage of this? I assume going back out the Suicune, or just decides to boom. Okay. And a lane has opened up for DD Salamence. Wow. Okay, so elects to boom the Metagross, and I think that's fine. Metagross can pressure Blissey, but hey, so can Snorlax, so can even a DD Salamence. And we got a 4-4 scenario here, unrevealed from Lit 11, and here comes Zapdos on the Mence. Lit 11 likes to see that. It's going to fire off a T-Bolt into the Snorlax, or could double out into Hariyama. However, I don't know if that gets a lot of momentum, because you would just be knocking off the Mence that comes back in. Here comes T-Bolt. Snorlax taking some T-Bolt and gets paralyzed. That's pretty big. That's annoying for Snorlax. That is really annoying for Snorlax. Hates getting paralyzed. It doesn't take a lot from that T-Bolt. I don't think we're looking at a modest Zapdos here. I think it would have done more than 22%. Here comes Mence coming in on the Hariyama. No, Lit 11 calls that and clicks Thunderbolt. Wow. Humyum's been trying to do all these doubles, and Lit 11 calls that, gets some crucial chip on the Mence. What wants to switch into this Zapdos now? Swampert might get hit by Hidden Power Grass. I don't think it's Hidden Power Grass here. Let's see if Lit 11 can pull the trigger on Toxic. No, can't pull the trigger on Toxic. Let's see if it is. Thunderbolt, Roar, Toxic, Hidden Power Grass would be an interesting set. I think it could be Rest here. I don't know. Let's see what it is. Could just be HP Ice. I think it would have clicked it there. Swampert comes in. That was a great T-Bolt into that Mence, and one of the win cons is now a lot lower. This is looking like a sandless game as well. All right, yeah, okay, so there is HP Ice, so it isn't Toxic, so that Swampert knows that it's pretty safe. Can Lit 11 click Toxic on the Pert? No! And boom, there goes Zapdos! I don't think I like that. I think Lit 11 just let go a huge threat to Humyum's team. Even if Swampert comes in on Thunderbolts, it gets hit by Toxic. Thunderbolt destroys Mence and Suicune. That's not good for Lit 11. And Humyum might take away this game too and end this early. Anyway, here comes Hariyama's gonna knock off the Swampert. Swampert reveals Curse Pert. Uh-oh. It's Curse Pert. Curses again. Is this Whirlwind? It is Whirlwind. There it goes. Okay, so there is some counterplay opportunities, but this Mence is looking troublesome, and it is T-Tar in the back. In on a Hidden Power Flying. This might be Brick Break, DD Brick Break Mence. I don't really know. I feel like it could really either be Brick Break or the Rock Slide, assuming this is Dragon Dance. I really think it's Dragon Dance, and Salamence takes a huge pursuit. Wow, Lit 11 is trying to bring this back. Here comes Swampert. Curse Pert is super threatening, though. Let's see if this is HP Grass T-Tar. I think it makes a lot of sense. Humyum could pivot into Mence on the HP Grass. I think this team struggles with Pert. Okay, it's not HP Grass. It's just crunching, and T-Tar takes a huge brick break. Now this is revenged by Coon and Mence. None of that wants to take a crunch, though. Here comes Crunch. Doesn't take out the Pert, and it rests. It's rest Pert. There's no HP Grass on this T-Tar, but T-Tar's slowly getting healthier. That was a crucial live. Wow, there's no HP Grass. That surprises me, honestly. That really surprises me. Here comes Crunch on the Coon. No Spadef drop. Coon is looking... Suicune, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'm trying to amend the ways of calling it Coon. I should be calling it Suicune. Again, my bad. Here comes Blissey on the Hydro Pump. Suicune is threatened out. But Curse Pert looks really threatening, even though it's asleep. What does Little Evan do? Does Little Evan just click Seismic Toss if it has it? Salamence can't come in on anything right now. Do you double into Hariyama to threaten a Brick Break or a Cross Chop on the Swampert? I think this is likely Brick Break, though, and it probably doesn't do much to Swampert. Curse Pert is usually pretty defensive. Yeah, Little Evan's gonna have a hard time breaking through this. This is a really interesting endgame. This is something worth pausing or looking back on and thinking, what can each player do? Okay, it's gonna try to wish out, and it's Roar, Hydro Pump, Suicune. Okay, does Suicune just click Hydro Pump here? Does Blissey just come back in and just get another wish up? I feel like that's not the worst play ever. I don't think that's the worst play, because if Blissey comes in on a Hydro Pump, it heals back up with its own wish. Yep, here it comes. Suicune clicks Hydro Pump, and Blissey just comes back up to full. All right, I think Blissey could just decide to wish here again, but I think we saw... No, it's not going to wish. Here comes... Okay, it's roaring out into the T-Tar. All right, but Suicune's low. Does it have rest? It might not have rest. Hydro Pump, Roar, Rest, Suicune is very rare. I might not have rest. But it could, because there's no Doug on this team. However, there is Curse Pert, Metagross, and Snorlax, and even DD Meds that all pressure the Blissey. Yep, it's not rest. And in comes Hariyama on the Swampert. Let's see what Hariyama's gonna do here. Breaking through this Swampert seems really difficult for Lit 11's team. Like, Fortress is fine into Swampert, but how does this team handle Curse Rest Pert? That seems like a nightmare matchup for the team. Assuming that, you know, it's like, okay, I have Toxic Zapdos for Curse Pert in general, but, you know, what if the Curse Pert has Rest? This is Curse Rest, and it's gonna have Ice Beam as the last, it's really never Surf here. Here comes Ice Beam. What was that? Why don't you just click Hydro Pump? What? What was that Ice Beam? Trying to freeze? Okay, that's interesting. Anyway, here comes Salamence. DD is looking very, very scary. Does Hariyama just stay in and want a Rock Slide? I think that's a perfectly fine play. Just stay in and Rock Slide. KO the Salamence. Oh, it's just gonna Whirlwind out. Okay, here comes Pert. Pert's gonna wake up this turn and gonna click Curse. I mean, I guess Whirlwind is fine, but you could've... Does Lit 11 not want... I guess Lit 11 doesn't want Curse Pert to be the last mon, because Curse Pert looks like it can just sweep the last three here, so it wants it to keep taking spikes damage. Here comes Brick Break. Swampert wakes up, can just click Earthquake. Ooh, hold on a second. Swampert needs the rest here. Does Lit 11 double out into Tyranitar to start pressuring with Crunch Drops? I think that might be the play. No, a Brick Breaks and a crits! A crucial crit for Lit 11. Wow! A crucial crit. Does Rock Slide actually kill here? You can go Blissey right now. You could... Blissey is a very safe play, assuming it has Ice Beam. All right, here comes Hariyama. Blissey's gonna come in and revenge us with Ice Beam, and Lit 11's gonna bring this back to a crucial game 3. It's Ice Beam. Wow, that crit was huge. I think Lit 11 still had options. Like, Lit 11 could have doubled out the T-Tar on that Swampert and just started spamming Crunch. Now, with the Spadef drops, Yum did have the play of then, okay, now I can just go to Mence to reset those Spadef drops. So Lit 11 was still definitely not favored, but yeah, wow. A cool endgame, a lucky crit helped Lit 11, but these are obviously two skilled players. I'm excited to see what Game 3 has to offer. And it's starting right away, I don't even need to pause. Lit 11 on the top with a lead Blaziken. This is so sick, you guys. Lead Blaziken. Lead Blaziken and lead Jirachi, the up-and-coming lead Jirachi. Yum, I believe has been using some very Fradazi-like teams. Ferdazi did innovate lead Jirachi with hidden power fighting. I think Thunder, Ice Punch, and then something else. Might have Psychic. Blaziken doesn't like that Psychic, but also threatens the Oko on this Rachi. Yep, Jirachi clicks Psychic. No Serene Grace. Oops, sorry, I burped. No Serene Grace Spadef drop. But, yeah. Blaziken lead. I'm so excited to see what Blaziken does. I think it's such a cool Pokemon. Really cool in the lead slot. And, like, I feel like it's a Pokemon that people talk about a lot. And, like, LOL, it beats Blissey, T-Tar, Skarmory. But nobody ever brings it. Nobody ever brings it. Uh-oh, Zapdos in on a Body Slam. That's bad. I wonder what that was into. I assume Lit 11 was predicting maybe a... But there's no Metagross in the back. Humyum says, you know my team, huh? Lit 11 probably does. Here comes Psychic in on the Zapdos. Zapdos gets a T-Wave off on the Jirachi. That's pretty big. Oh, wait. It's Lead Lum. Maybe Lit 11 doesn't know the team. Jirachi has a Lumberry. Why did Zapdos come in? I'm very confused. Like, what was coming in on a Snorlax that Zapdos would come in? The only thing I can think of is, like, Metagross, but Jirachi plus Metagross is pretty much unheard of. Lit 11 is definitely on the back foot here. Humyum has taken 0 damage, and we have a low half health, paralyzed Zapdos, and Blaziken just dies the Psychic. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is bad for Lit 11. I don't understand the Blaziken switch there. Yeah, Lit 11's gonna have to work some magic now. Looks like it's a mixed offense with Blaziken. Oh, Pursuit. That's pretty sick. Yeah, I mean, Gengar looks like a problem, so if Metagross can lure that with Pursuit, that's pretty cool. Here comes HP Fire, so it's a Pursuit Mix Gross, probably with Psychic and then Boom, is what I'm guessing. So it's probably Mashless. So if Humyum wanted to, yeah, go out to Swampert, but it takes a Psychic. That's a big Psychic. Metagross is doing its job. People hate on mixed Metagross. I don't really know how to feel about it. I don't think I've used it enough. I don't think I've even played enough ADVOU to really have a hard opinion on mixed Metagross, but it seems cool. Seems pretty cool. And it's doing work here. I mean, look what it's doing. It's chipping down the Skarm, chipping down the Swampert. But, I mean, that Blaziken sacrifice was just super unfortunate. Lit 11 is still, even with this nice progress that's been made, is still very on the back foot. Here comes Breloom on the Celebi double. What? What was Celebi doubling into? A Boom? Wow. Bad matchup for Breloom. Is going to die to a Psychic. Lit 11 needs to switch out to Snorlax, but that could just get Leech Seeded. Assuming this is 3 attacks, Leech Seed, Celebi. Does Lit 11 go crazy and stay in on a Leech Seed just to Spore? I don't think that makes a lot of sense, but that'd be funny. I don't know if that even nets you, because then Celebi just switches out. I think. Is Lit 11 actually thinking about a play like that, or is that just me and my cursed brain? Yep. Thank God they didn't. Here comes Metagross. However, I don't think this has Meteor Mash. I think, or unless it's Boomless, I don't think this has Meteor Mash. Yep. Okay, there goes Boom on the Celebi, but you're booming when you're down Pokemon and you have a paralyzed Zapdos. I don't really like this. Because even if Breloom... Okay, so here comes Zapdos. I don't like this at all. Jirachi can very freely just Psychic here, honestly. Or you can go out to Swampert on a Thunderbolt, but like... Okay, here comes Skarm, actually, on a Paralysis. Unfortunate Paralysis, but, you know, that's the way of the game. Skarm is threatened out. Okay, here comes Pert on a Baton Pass. Okay, Lit 11 doesn't pull that trigger and instead goes out into Breloom. Okay, nice momentum play there from Lit 11, trying to bring this back. Breloom has to put in overtime. It's got to Spore something, and then it's got a Focus Punch. Here comes Skarm on the Spore. A crazy play there would have been to Focus Punch on the Skarmory come in and then put it to sleep so it's a lot lower. That could have been really funny. Like, that would have been kind of sick. You Focus Punch the Skarm, then you Spore it, and then you Focus Punch. I feel like there are some opportunities. Once you know what the opponent's team is generally, you can play more aggressive with Breloom and start Focus Punching first instead of Sporing. I think that's a fun play idea. His Skarm is obviously the most likely to get, what? That just kills? I think that's minus defense Jirachi. Oh my gosh, is Breloom gonna bring this back? That was crazy. That just KO'd a Jirachi. I don't think I've ever seen that in my life. I think that's like I think that's either Rash Jirachi or maybe Hasty Jirachi. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Here comes Aerodactyl. Uh-oh. I think on this mixed offense, Metagross might be the only rock resist. I don't like that, though, because then Gengar teams with rock types like Aerodactyl and T-Tar, Metagross has too much pressure put on it. I hope we see a Swampert in the back. I hope we see a Swampert in the back for Lit 11, and I think that makes sense. Swampert is featured on mixed offense. Never mind, I guess it doesn't. Down goes Zapdos. I mean, you also could have kept... Yeah, okay, here's Swamp... Why? Why didn't you just go... I don't understand this. Why did you just not go Swampert? Did you want a healthy Swampert? Focus Punch on the Scarm. Bam! Scarm takes huge damage. Why did you sack the Zapdos? Zapdos was really cool because it also is immune to Earthquake. So if you needed that play or like, you know, I don't know. I guess it's more a positional, you know what, it makes sense. It's more positional into Hidden Power Flying or the Double Edge predicting the Swampert. Then you could have gone Lax into that Double Edge. Here comes Snorlax into a Hydro Pump. Forgot to commentate this part. We don't know what Humyum has in the back, but Snorlax is looking pretty threatening. It's really the Breloom. Do you double out to Breloom here? And like, I don't know. Breloom doesn't really threaten this Swampert though, because the Scarm is already put to sleep, so it's not like it can threaten another Spore. Here comes Tyranitar in the back. On the Body Slam, does it get a Paralysis? There's no Paralysis. Tyranitar is looking threatening. It's no Lefty, so it's either Banned or Lum. Here comes Breloom on the DD. Uh-oh. I think Breloom lives unless it's Double Edge. Breloom lives unless it's Double Edge. Mach Punch doesn't take it out. It's Double Edge. There goes Breloom. This game's looking over. Maybe Swampert can work it, actually. Double Edge is the only thing that killed Breloom there, unless you're cursed and running Aerial Ace, which doesn't make sense. I guess it's like a weird anti-Heracross tech. Here comes Skarmory on the Snorlax. Makes sense. This Snorlax likely has Focus Punch on a mixed offense team. That's pretty likely. Just to get big hits on Tyranitar, but also punch down Skarm when you don't have Magneton. I guess it decides not to. Maybe it isn't Focus Punch. Maybe Lit 11 thinks Hydro Pump on Swampert, Mix Metagross, Blaziken, and Zapdos is enough for the Skarm, and I guess it is, because this Skarm's going down to this Hydro Pump if it connects. Maybe Lit 11's calcing Ice Beam right now. I think that's the play. It does kill. Okay. Here comes Swampert on Swampert action. Do you ever go... I don't know. I don't think you ever go Snorlax here. I think you keep the Swampert in. Because then you just give this Swampert more Leptos recovery. It's a Swampert on Swampert battle. We don't know who's faster. We don't know who's faster. This is tough. I mean, Snorlax isn't really going to do much. It's really just, can Humyum get enough damage on this Swampert where Aerodactyl can have a chance to finish it off with a banned Double Edge? And I'm not sure. I think with Dragon Dance Double Edge Tyranitar as a Swampert breaker, I doubt this Swampert has something crazy like Hidden Power Grass. Ice Beam instead of Hydro Pump. What? What? What was that? Click Hydro Pump. What? What? Why are you clicking Ice Beam? I don't understand that at all. I really don't understand that. Now I think Aerodactyl just wins. Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Why didn't you just Hydro Pump? Like, that just took 62 from Humyum Swampert. And I don't even think Hydro Pump kills. This Swampert isn't in Torrent range. What? Why did they Ice Beam? Why did they Ice Beam? Why did they Ice Beam? I don't understand. I don't understand. But let's see if Lit 11 can still pull this out. In comes Snorlax. I don't understand what's happening right now. Hydro Pump. Snorlax is dead. You just gave Snorlax free health for no... You just gave Swampert free health for no reason. I think this is over. I don't know. What? Click Hydro Pump. I am so confused why Hydro Pump isn't coming out. I don't understand. I don't understand that endgame. If you Hydro Pump this twice, the Swampert died, and then maybe you'd have a chance living that Double Edge. Maybe Lit 11 figured that they didn't have a chance to live the Double Edge, and so they were going for an Ice Beam Freeze on the Swampert, I guess? I guess they're going for an Ice Beam Freeze on the Swampert so that they had a chance, because maybe they knew that they didn't have a chance. And I guess an Ice Beam Freeze is more likely than a Hydro Pump hit plus critical hit. Man. But Humyum takes it. Great win from Humyum. Lit 11, great player. They're probably going to make the playoffs. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this narration. Donations, donations, donations.